Hello, Indy. This is Jamil from Caring Sports. First loss of the tournament, a tough day. Indeed, a tough day for you. Tell us about the weather condition. Usually, we have seen such weather in Dubai. Is there any tactical move for the next matches like Dominic Tragus can be bring into the squad or Kaz Ahmad, a spinner, can be utilized on this surface?
Well, you're dead right to identify the weather conditions as playing a part. There's no doubt about that. You know, it was cold. The pitch was undercover this afternoon. It was still a pretty good pitch actually, but the ball swung. Certainly in the second half of the match, you know, Chris Woakes was brilliant swinging the ball, and he showed what a class Test match bowler he was. That was Test match bowling from Woakesy this evening. So I think, you know, they exploited the conditions really well, or certainly Woakes did. And we had a couple of like soft dismissals up front, there's no doubt about that, which put us behind the game. But I was heartened by the way like Visa and Chris Jordan fought at the end. It's really nice to see that fight when the side's in trouble. And there were some nice bowling performances in our and some brilliant fielding in our bowling innings as well. So in answer to the second part of your question about changes, I think Dominic Drakes is practicing really well. He's been outstanding in his attitude at training, and I think he's bowling well. If we did pick him, I think he'd do an excellent job for us, no doubt. So that's a really comforting position to be in, to have him pushing for a place and practicing brilliantly. And you mentioned Kaz Ahmad. Kaz Ahmad is a high-quality bowler. I rate him very highly. At the moment, our wrist spinner is Rayhan Ahmed, and he's a very exciting young cricketer, and it's brilliant for him to get the exposure in a top-quality tournament like this. And he's had half the games now, and we're testing out some of his attacking batting as well. He hasn't had that much success with the bat, but he's been excellent with the ball so far. He's taken some really important wickets for us. He's very good in the field, so he's a really exciting young cricketer, and he's getting the go ahead of Case at the moment.
One short question. The league has been assigned for the UAE local talent. What kind of motivation and skills they are learning from the senior players and coaching staff like you?
Yeah, so I think the local player exposure to a top quality tournament like this is really brilliant for UAE cricket. You know, we've got, each side has got 4 UAE players, at least 4 UAE players in the squad. And we've seen some really good performances from UAE players already halfway through the group matches. So that's a brilliant thing for domestic cricket. In our side, Sanchit has been excellent with the ball. He's been very calm under pressure. He's a really good young guy, and he's a skillful swing bowler. So he's played a significant role for us so far. Ayan so far, hasn't had much exposure. It's been difficult to get him a bowl at the moment because we've got 2 excellent international spinners in our 11 already. He had a little crack with the bat today, but the conditions were very difficult for him, so he didn't get much of a chance. But generally, and you saw Ashwant get a go at Sharjah the other day when he did really well in difficult wicket-keeping conditions. So this sort of exposure, I think, is brilliant for UAE cricket. And if the UAE players continue to put in these performances in the second half of the group games, it's even better for the tournament.
Hi, Andy. You were 30 for 6, and then Visa and Jordan played really well. How heartening was it to see them bat like that, even though it was for a losing cause?
Yeah, so like we were 30 for 3 in the previous game, and Lynn and Hetmeyer did a brilliant job to get us into a winning position. And today again we were in more trouble with the top order losing wickets. So great to see that fight. You know, any coach loves seeing fight in his team like that, and I love the fact that they got stuck in, enjoyed the challenge of being behind the game and trying to battle their way out, and got into a position where if they'd had a couple of brilliant overs, who knows what could have happened. But it wasn't to be. It was a bit of a tough task out there in those conditions, and wasn't to be on this occasion. But lovely to see that fight.
Right. And Gulf Giants have been one of the best sides in the tournament so far. What do you think has been going right for you throughout the tournament?
Well, Vince's form is outstanding. He's a high quality player, and so he has been pivotal to us doing well. His captaincy, I think, has also been a really strong positive. He's very calm, makes good tactical decisions, and then has led from the front with a bat. Hetmeyer, I think, is in very good form. He's working hard physically, so he's, as you can see, he's in good physical condition. He's working hard at his game in training. He's shown a great attitude in training, and he's taken that to the middle. Very good form, very confident, striking the ball beautifully, and also putting in the field. You know, he's been brilliant for us in the outfield, both catching and patrolling the boundary. So those guys have been key. And then we've got a set of fairly experienced bowlers that are doing a great job at the moment. Yeah.
Hi, Andy. With Ayan not being able to bowl at the moment, any temptations of playing UAE captain CP Rizwan, the proper batsman, instead of Ayan?
This is a possibility, of course. You know, the other three UAE players, we've got four of them. Three of them have had a chance already. CP Rizwan looks like a good player, and he's, you know, I can't tell you our selection thoughts at the moment, but if we deem him to be in our best 11, then he'll get a crack. But at the moment, the other guys are getting a chance ahead of him.
Coach, when you won the toss, it was a good toss to win given the conditions. And would you think that the total that Sharjah Warriors put up, was it enough or was it par for the score? And then did you expect the conditions to, the way the pitch turned out to be, did you think that it would have gone the distance as you expected?
I thought their total of 150 was a reasonable score on that pitch, and we could have chased it down. If we'd played more skillfully up front, we could have chased that target down, but we didn't play skillfully enough up front.